Hello again and welcome back to Chapter 8 HTML Multimedia, and we are now dealing with embedding audio in your website. Now this is even simpler than video. If you have an audio stored in your computer or saved in your computer in a file like I have an audio file, and it's an MP3 file, and I downloaded it from the internet just for the sake of using it as an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my HTML page, my .txt page, and all I did was just reuse the entire content, except that in the heading I said Enya, and in the paragraph I said listen to some cool music while you work. Okay, now the HTML has a tag called audio. Okay, just like you have a video tag. Let me add a space here because it makes things more meaningful. So you create an audio tag, and it is used to create an audio element which represents audio embedded into an HTML document. Okay, if you have a website that you need to add an audio to, you can have an audio with controls or audio without controls. If you add an audio with controls, you also have the capability to define the dimensions of the control, how big the control bar is going to be. Okay, and how big, what's the width, what's the height, and what kind of controls you have available for your user to manipulate with the audio. Another use for audio on a website is using audio for your background. And in this case, you do not let the user interact with the audio file or have any kind of, you just omit the control attribute of the audio tag. And you just embed the audio without any kind of attribute, so that the audio is it's audible as soon as the website starts running, but the user has no control over the audio being played. They can only mute their volume in the computer, but they cannot lower the volume or turn the audio off. So having controls available to the user is much better, according to me, because sometimes not everybody likes to listen to music while they're working. Okay, and not everybody likes to listen to music while they're reading. So you want to be able to give the option for the user to be able to turn the audio off. But sometimes, in some situations, you just need to play the audio for the sake of, music. Supposing you have a music website, yes, you need audio everywhere. And for that, you would definitely need to have, what we call those, we need to have those applications available. You need to have links for the applications available for users to be able to run your audio. Okay, now I'm not going to get into those add-ons or the applications available, the freeware available on the website, but I'm just telling you the good programming practices. Especially with the music side, you have to have links available for different kinds of media player, online media players available, and you have to be able to provide control to your user when they are playing your audio file. Okay, let's get back to this here. What I'm going to do is the audio element itself is very easily recognizable. Its function and its usage is easily understandable by any learner. And the audio tag was actually an HTML5 tag, but most browsers can easily read the audio tag. The HTML, plain simple HTML browsers can read it. If you embed an audio on your website, it being HTML5 friendly audio tag means that if you run the file on your phone, you should be able to hear the audio. Okay, so that's the beauty of HTML5. Let's go to the code itself. All you need to do is write audio. Okay, within the audio tag, the opened audio tag, say src. Now we are very familiar with src source. We have used it with image tag. We've used it with video tag. We've also used it with map tag. We've used it in many places. So source is where is the file being called from. Okay, source inverted commas open, and I want to use this file here, this guy, mp3 enea. Okay, the name of the file is it's enea, not mp3. It's an enea file. Enea, the name of the file is enea.mp3. That's the format of the file type. And I'm going to close the inverted commas, and I'm going to add controls. Okay, now controls, by just writing the word controls, it warns your browser, and it's actually, the browser knows what to do. You don't have to add any more details to controls at this point here. Okay, and the browser will display a default control set. I'll show you what it looks like. We're just looking at a default control set, and that's about it. Can you believe it? It's so simple. And I'm going to go ahead and close the audio tag. Okay, I have a habit of writing audio all the time. Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and save this, and let me try to run the file. Okay, when we run the file, this is what we see. Enea, listen to some cool music while you work. Okay, and these are the controls available for you. The music is 4 minutes 20 seconds. Here's your play button, here's your forward and rewind button, bar here, and here's your volume. You can turn on and off, and here's the volume increase or decrease bar as well. So if I play it, okay, so it works. And what I'm trying to show you is that you can also embed this entire thing, this entire music, without having any controls available. And if you want to have controls, you can also add what kind of control you want to have available for the user. But for that, what you would need to do is you would need to use the embed code. Okay, the embed code is something like this. Let me go ahead and delete this. Okay, the embed code looks like this, embed. Okay, and it goes with, it's like a nested code. Remember, the nested code is trying to define multiple attributes within a tag. Okay, the embed code has source again. Okay, and why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that I can explain to you how you can have more control over the dimensions of the audio clip available, audio control available on your web page, how it displays. So in order to have more control, you need to use the embed tag. Okay, and embed tag is pretty much very versatile, and it is used for multimedia in general. Okay, you can use it for video and audio. So I have a source here, and remember the name of my source was enea.mp3. Okay, the many file formats you can use depends on your browser settings, what kind of settings your browser is supposed to recognize and play, and you can change the browser settings so that it plays many different kinds of files. So let's have source is equal to enea.mp3, and I'm going to close the inverted commas, okay, and hit tab button again so that the code is nested. Right width is equal to 180. All of these values within inverted commas are special values. These are variables. You can change them. Variables are always in inverted commas. Okay, you have the capability to change these variables and modify the way your interface looks like. 90, hit tab again and write loop is equal to false, which means once you've listened to the entire clip, please do not play again. Okay, and personally I think if you want to drive somebody crazy, you set loop to true, which means that the music would play infinitely or as long as the person is on your web page. And I personally think it's a torture, but depends on if the situation is calling for it. For example, if you have a very long audio, and music is, it varies in tone and loudness and softness and all of that. A person cannot tell whether the music is being looped or not. Then it makes sense. For very short music, you don't want to play the same song again and again. So loop is equal to false. Now why am I defining all of this? I'm defining this because by default loop is true. Okay, so default values have to be overridden with the aid of these variables. Okay, providing values to these variables. Auto start is equal to false. Now this is another great programming practice. Auto start is equal to false means you're actually telling your program, you're telling the web page that please don't start the audio unless and until the user wants to listen to the audio themselves. So it gives you more control. Okay, so you have the embed here, and the embed tag is used, but in order to define what kind of embed, what kind of multimedia embed is going to be used, I think it's a great programming practice to add the audio tag as well, because you don't want to confuse the embed code. Embed tag is for different multimedia. So before you hit, you save this file, I would like you to add an audio tag as well. And if it's a video, right, add a video tag here. And here within the embed code, you can change the dimensions. But video tag also has many attributes that you can change. So does the audio tag. But sometimes, some attributes need special attention and have to be included within the embed tag. Audio source is equal to, again, the same file, enia.mp3. Okay, and then you're going to have controls, and then you are also going to close the audio tag. Remember, if you do not close an open tag, it won't work. Okay, and I want to make sure this entire embed tag is closed. Yes, it's opened here. Okay, but it doesn't have this kind of code here. Okay, and because if you don't use embed associated with audio, you might get some unexpected results. So it's a great idea. Okay, and let me try to save this file, and let me try to refresh the browser here. Okay, seems like I have added the same dimensions as what we call mentioned here. You can change the width and the height, and you would see different results. Another way of embedding audio within a website is by using the preload attribute of the audio tag. Okay, so and you can also use the preload attribute within the embed tag. Okay, within the audio tag, all you need to do is just add right here, just add preload is equal to auto. What would that do? That would do exactly what I told you in the beginning of this module. I said that sometimes when you visit a web page, the music turns on and you get to hear the music, but you don't see any kind of controls to play, stop, pause the music. So this is what this is doing. You are actually adding a preloader that says automatically preload the audio and start playing it. Okay, and then you have controls as well. Okay, and the other way to do it was add right here auto start is equal to false. Okay, and instead of defining these guys here, you're just going to say loop is equal to false. Okay, that's fine. And you're going to add under the loop, you're going to say auto start. We have auto start here. Auto start is equal to false, and then you're going to say hidden is equal to true. Okay, let me hit tab here. Hidden is equal to true. and you're going to add another attribute known as master sound. Okay, this is also a fantastic attribute. What it's going to do is it's going to preload the music so that as soon as you visit the web page, the music will be on. Okay, and I'm going to save this file and try to run it. Okay, what I've done here is I just want to run one code at a time, so I'm just going to Control X this. Okay, I just want to see how the audio source runs. I don't want to use the embed. Without the embed, just save it and try to run it. You're going to see the same thing again because you have the controls attribute on. And if you just want to embed it like this, and I'm going to take the controls out here. Okay, I'm going to save the file and I'm going to try to run it again. There you go. Okay, it should play. I wonder why it's not playing the music. Okay, maybe it's the browser incapability or incompatibility with this kind of code. I'm not sure why, but it should start. Okay, auto start. Let me say true. And hidden is also true. Loop is equal to false. Let me try again. So I'm just troubleshooting with you so that you can also play around with your code when you are practicing on your own. It's a great idea, you know. It helps you learn code better when you're trying out different things. It doesn't have to work the first time. Okay. No music. Alright, no worries. I think if you just add controls here, you can see the control and you can also hear the music at the same time with the aid of the controls. Okay, file save, and let me try to run this. Works fine with the control, but depends where you add it. Maybe you just want to add it in the end of the page. And you can have a comment saying that if you want to turn the music off, you have to go to the bottom of the page or something like that. Okay, and what else do I have here? Okay, supposing you have music. Okay, supposing you have music available as a link. How would you do that? For example, you just begin with a paragraph and you would say, listen to this sample of, remember this tag here, a tag, a href, we use that for linking, is equal to, okay, and it could be anywhere on the website, and you could say Enya. Okay, supposing I have Enya right here. Let me just write Enya, memory of trees, and I am just going to open this in YouTube. No, I don't want YouTube. Okay, let me hear in this website. Okay, and it's just got the lyrics. Okay, it's just got the lyrics. Okay, I need something with sound. Alright, no worries, you know, you just need to look for an album with lyrics. No, without, just kind of music. Okay, discover music. Okay, there's an MP3 download here, and you can play. Let me see if there's a link available for this. Okay, no worries. Maybe if I just want to use this link here, I'm just giving you an example. Supposing you know there's this site here that would just play as soon as you visit the site. You could just add it here and say Enya memory of the trees. So this would be available to you as a link. Okay, and close the anchor tag and say by Enya. Okay, and close the paragraph tag as well. Simple. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, yes, perfect. This is what it looks like, the entire code. Just add an href and where commas open with complete website address and a hyperlinked title here, memory of the trees. Let me try to save this and run it. Okay, sometimes some pieces of code don't run. Doesn't mean that you're not learning properly or it doesn't work, you've done something wrong. It's just the browser that's not reading your code properly. Maybe the version of your browser, or maybe it's the the kind of the version of the code that you're using. So that affects a lot. Okay, let me try to run this file here. Okay, I have this link here. If I go, it should be able to go to this page, and you can you can download this and you can also play it. I don't know why it's not playing. See, again the same issue. Okay, I'm trying to increase the volume. But this is how basically you can link your web page to a music website or a music file, or you can add controls to your web page and you can play the music with the aid of controls. You can also preload the music. If your browser can understand that, you can preload the music and you can play it without having controls available to you in the website. Okay, with this I end this module, and up next is the last part of chapter 8, the last chapter of this course, and it's called animated text or marquees. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really cool. Stay tuned.